All right. So, yes, Kayuri, you'll get that. All right. Good afternoon, all of you. Welcome back. Sorry. Good evening, all of you. Welcome back. I have been taking your afternoon classes since, I guess, 1 month or so. So, I'm very used to saying good afternoon to you. Right. So, good evening, all of you. Right. So, yeah, you can see the screen. Again, as I told, I'll answer it in the end of the class. Yes, there are certain fluctuations in Zoom. So that's why it is happening nowadays a lot. Yeah. So everything fine, guys. So let's start. So all fine with here. Hey, I did not forget. Last class I did. Last class I did answer रे Chandan. ठीक है. I'm good. I'm doing good, guys. I'm doing pretty good. Pritish, my voice is getting cut. Is it? Is my voice audible enough, guys? Is my voice audible enough? Chalo. Cool. Let's start then. Yes. So let me revise the previous topics, what we have studied so far, right? Yes. So let me revise what we studied last class. I might be using most of them today, right? So let me revise that. Prakriti, anyone, you can do anyone. Chalo. So just keep a memory of this, right? So basically, if you recall, I showed you the following calculations yesterday, if you were present. I calculated the face diagonal, that is this diagonal, right? This is a right face of the cube, and this AC represent the face diagonal. What was the length of the face diagonal? Root 2a. Kindly remember this. This is very, very important, right? And then using this face diagonal and edge length, I also calculated the body diagonal. Body diagonal, remember, I told you from the top corner of the room to the bottom corner of the room, right? So when you go from top corner to bottom corner, you'll pass through body center particle. Okay? So body center particle lie on body diagonal. So this diagonal length, we calculated it to be root 3a, right? Then we also discussed voids. We said octahedral voids and tetrahedral voids, right? Position of octahedral void is body center and edge center. Tetrahedral voids are present near the corner. Then I gave you the exact. Bhumika, just check your internet connection, Bhumika. Right? So then I also gave you the exact position of the void by doing the calculations. And I said the body center void is located at what distance from the corner? Root 3a by 2. And octahedral void is also present at edge center. So edge center, body center. So body center octahedral void is at root 3a by 2. And edge center octahedral void is at what distance from corner? A by 2. This is your edge center. This is your body center. So these two positions, you have your octahedral voids. Now coming to the tetrahedral voids. tetrahedral voids is present near the corner. So if this whole distance is root 3a, this distance is root 3a by 2. So exactly middle point of this, that is on the body diagonal, exactly middle point of this, that is half of root 3a by 2, you'll have tetrahedral void. So one near this corner, one near this corner, one near this corner, one near this corner. So from every corner at a distance of root 3a by 4, you'll find one tetrahedral void. Okay? So I hope this is clear. Now let's start our today's class. In this also I was discussing about packing efficiency, and I had already discussed the packing efficiency in simple cubic lattice, right? So let me recall things for you. So I said in packing efficiency, I said that in packing efficiency, the packing efficiency represent what, right? So packing efficiency basically represent, if you have, let's say this is my unit cell, right? This is my unit cell. So what part of this whole unit cell is occupied by particles? That is called packing efficiency. So if this whole unit cell has some volume, what volume of this unit cell is occupied by particles is called your packing efficiency. So how do we calculate that? So the formula for packing efficiency is, the formula for packing efficiency is, the formula for packing efficiency was volume of particles divided by volume of unit cell, that is cube into 100, because our unit cell is cubic, right? How do we find volume of particles? So we know, we are assuming the particle to be sphere. Each particle is sphere, so its volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube. And how many particles are there in unit cell? Z. So one particle has a volume of 4 by 3 pi r cube. Z will have how much volume? Z into 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by total volume of the unit cell, that is volume of cube. The side of the cube is A, then it will become A cube. All right. So I guess this is what we studied, right? Now, to cancel the R cube, I want the number. So I need to represent A in terms of R. So how do I represent A in terms of R? For that, I have written a statement over here. To find relationship between A and R, use that length or use particles which are touching each other. So to calculate the relationship between A and R, we will use that particles which are touching each other, right? This is what we concluded. So in simple cubic, all of us know in simple cubic, particles are present only at corners, right? We say particles are present only at corners. But when we were drawing earlier, we were very careless and we said they are present at corner, fine. But actually they are not present like this. They are not present like this. They are present such that these two corner particles will touch each other, right? Then these two will also touch each other. Every corner particle will touch each other, right? They will be exactly in contact with each other. So you can see here, this is your particle, let's say A, this is your particle B. So you can see, join the center of the two particles, right? So these two corner particles are exactly touching each other. They're exactly touching each other. Now, if I assumed my edge length, you can say any edge length, right? Kayuri beta, please wait. So edge length, let's say we assume the edge length to be A, right? Edge length of the cube to be A. So what is my edge length here? I can say CD is my edge length. Let's say CD, or HA is also your edge length. A and H. This is also your edge length. So AH is equal to A. Now one more thing you see here is, between this particle and this particle, this distance is R. This distance is also R. So you can say, since this is R and this is also R, so R plus R, 2R. So I can write from the diagram, AH is equal to 2R. But we have already said AH is what? AH is what? Edge length A. So that means A is equal to 2R. This is the relationship we will use, right? So A is equals to 2R. Now what I did was, I substituted A is equals to 2R here. So I substituted 2R here. So you can see here, I have kept the value of A as 2R whole cube. Now R cube will get cancelled. And when you simplify this, your number will come out to be 52.4%. Your number will come out to be 52.4%. What does it mean? It means that out of total volume, what volume is occupied by particles? 52.4%. What volume is not occupied by particles? 47.6%. And the volume not occupied by particle is also called void. So what is the void percentage in this? 47.6. And what is the particles occupied? This is 6, this is 4. What is the volume occupied? 52.4. Guys, this derivation also come in your boards for 3 marks. If it comes for 3 marks, you have 3 marks carrying 1 mark is for this explanation, assumption, everything. 1 mark is for diagram, right? And the 3rd mark is for your calculation, right? So you have total 3 marks, right? You have total 3 marks derivation. So if you are preparing very sincerely for boards, undoubtedly you will get this question in board, either simple cubic, FCC or BCC. You can check your previous year question. Every year you'll get one numeric derivation on this. Fixed. Yes. Anybody having any doubt in this? Anybody having any doubt in this derivation? You can ask. I'm going to move. This is what we studied till yesterday. I'm going to move to my next derivations. So if you have any doubt in this, guys, you can ask. Will there be repulsion between the particles? Adesh, we are assuming there no repulsion between the particles, right? Right. Now, since many of you are asking about the yesterday's homework, let me give you the answer of the yesterday's homework problem at least. So I think yesterday's homework problems were these, right? All right. So we need to upload the answer of these, or else we need to discuss it. Okay? We need to either discuss it or we need to upload it. So most likely we will upload the answers of these on your this thing. We will upload the answers of this in your folder, DPP folder. We will upload, it will save our times also. Rahul S, we will discuss it once we upload the answer. So the process will be, we will upload the answer key. The next day, you can see the answer key, verify it, and then come, then we can discuss. That will save a lot of our time also, right? All right. So let's come back. Now, I told you, right, that we have done the packing efficiency for simple cubic. Now let us do it for FCC and yes, Chandan will do that today. So FCC and BCC also, let's do it. Okay? So let's do it for FCC and BCC also. Just a minute. Yes, Tanmay, when this question is asked, as I told you, 1 mark is for the explanation part, assumption part. Let edge length is A, right? A equal to 2R, all those things. And then 1 mark is for diagram. Diagram should be mentioned properly. And then 1 mark is for your calculation. Total 3 marks. Now, let me discuss the face-centered cubic first. This is an easier one. CCP or packing efficiency in CCP or FCC, right? Let us discuss. Yes, Abhishek, it will be there. So let us discuss about the packing efficiency in CCP. We are not going to derive HCP here, right? We might do the HCP derivation in advanced class. Okay. Now let us do the derivation for FCC or CCP. Okay. Now the same thing, guys. The whole process is same, right? The whole process is same. There is no change. Packing efficiency formula is same. Let me write the packing efficiency formula first. I think Danush is absent today, most likely. I don't see Danush now. So the formula for packing efficiency is Z into 4 by 3 pi R cube into A cube into 100. Right? This is the formula. Now, what is the Z value for FCC? We have already calculated the Z value for FCC is 4. Right? Now, A cube. Now we need to find the relationship between A and R. Correct? Now, which particles should we choose? The particles which are touching each other. Remember that. Now, all of you observe one thing. I'll draw one diagram here. please see that. Arey, Dhanush is present. I didn't see Dhanush doubt. That's why I was thinking Dhanush is absent. By now, Dhanush should have asked some doubt. And I was thinking Dhanush is absent because of that only. All right. Welcome, Dhanush. I hope you're understanding the topic today. All right. So what I said was you have to choose those particles which are touching each other. So guys, see here carefully. If I take simple cubic, all of you please pay attention. If I take simple cubic, the particles are like this. I'm drawing only the top face. I'm not drawing all the particles. I'm drawing the top face. So you can see particles are touching each other, right? So this is simple cubic. Now in Kishore, to maximize our packing, particles, solids में particles are close to each other. If you remember the old concept, strong intermolecular force. Now, if you see this, if I want to put my, face center particle here. So let us say if I try to push my face center particle in between these, so there is very less space. When I push my face center particles in between these four particles, so it will not adjust easily. I have to press that fifth particle inside. When I press that fifth particle inside to give space to my fifth particle, these four particles will move apart. To create some space for the fifth particle to adjust this fifth face center particle, these particles will move apart. And how will the top face look like now? How will your top face look like now is like this. All of you, please see this carefully. The top face now will look like this. This is your face center particle. Now your top face will look like this. I know my drawing is not that appropriate, right? I hope this point is clear now. Yes, guys. So what has happened? Can you correlate what has happened? So in simple cubic, when we were pushing this fifth particle inside, all these four particles moved apart and now they are not touching each other. Now corner particles are not touching each other. Now corner particles are not touching each other. Can you tell me which particles are now touching each other? Leave it now. Let's save some time. Yes, guys. Can you tell me which particles are now touching each other? Yes. Very good, Rao. Very good, Ravi Shankar. My voice is getting stuck, is it? Now you can see here that the particle which are touching each other is, or these three particles basically. When you join these three, they are touching each other. They are touching each other. So let's say this is your A, this is B. What length is this AB? AB is your face diagonal. AB is your face diagonal. Right? And I have already solved it for you. Pritish, not that. Maybe Kiran, the internet issue is there. I checked from my end. From my end, I don't see any problem here so far. My internet seems to be fine. All right. So what I was saying here was, yes. So what I was saying here was face diagonal length AB is how much? Root 2a. Face diagonal length AB is root 2a. And also let us check how many radius are involved in it. So from this corner to this center, radius is R. From this center to this particle R, here also R. From here to here also R. How many radius you have? You have a total of 4 radius, right? So in a length AB, you have 4 radius. So I can write this is equal to 4R. Can I write that? This is equal to 4R. Root 2a is equals to 4R, right? So if you do that, then your A will come out to be 4 by root 2 R, right? 4 can be written as 2 into 2. 2 by root 2 is root 2. So it will come out to be 2 root 2 R. So A is equals to 2 root 2 R. I hope this fact is clear. This is the relationship. All of you should remember this relationship for numericals. For numericals, this relationship is very, 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 very important. Right? A is equals to 2 root 2 R. Now let us move ahead with the packing efficiency calculation. So now the calculation is quite easy, right? Z, you know, 4 by 3 pi r cube. A, you know, in terms of R. Substitute the value of A in terms of R. So when you substitute the value of A in terms of R, so what I have done, I have replaced my A by 2 root 2 R. So you'll get 2 root 2 R whole cube. A ki jagah we have kept 2 root 2 R. So you'll get 2 root 2 R whole cube. Now Z value is 4. So 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by A cube. A is 2 root 2 R whole cube into 100. When you simplify, R cube will get cancelled. The value will come out to be 74%. The value will come out to be 74%. So packing efficiency in FCC slash CCP is 74%. What is the percentage void? What is the percentage void? 100 minus 74, that is 26%, right? And one more thing important, we are not doing the derivation of HCP. We'll do it in advanced class. But remember, for HCP also, your packing efficiency comes out to be 74%. For HCP also, packing efficiency comes out to be 74%. How? There is a derivation for that. We are not doing it now, right? We are not doing it now. All right. So I hope this is clear. We'll do it in advanced class whenever we get time. And that's not relevant for your mains also. Mains ke liye Z value is important, that I have taught. ठीक है, NEET के लिए भी. I hope this point is clear, everyone. So let me just put it in a box. Yes. I hope this, anybody having any doubt in packing efficiency of CCP or FCC, please ask. If anybody has any doubt in packing efficiency of CCP or FCC, guys, please ask. Anybody having any doubt in this packing efficiency, please ask. So I don't see any. Yes, I told you guys, there will be fixed 3-mark derivation for packing efficiency. Either simple cubic will be there, either face centered will be there, or body centered will be there. Definitely 3-mark will be there. Vinod, you can see that. Definitely there will be a 3-mark derivation. 100% there will be a 3-mark derivation, right? Either simple cubic, FCC, or BCC. We have done simple cubic and FCC. Now we are moving towards BCC, right? Sir, FCC Z. Pratham, beta, Z to we have done no much before. Pratham, you were absent for the previous classes, kya? Pratham, Z value, Pratham, you can do the following, beta. Z value, what you do is, how to find this Z value? You watch the previous video, right? You watch the previous video. If you don't understand, you can call me. I'll explain, right? Because if I do it, it will waste a lot of others' time also. So I'll definitely help you out. You watch the video of this, Pratham. We have done it in, I think, 2nd class. Okay? Shashwat, I did not understand your point, beta. Right, let's move towards BCC, guys. So let's move towards BCC now, right? So now we'll derive it for BCC, right? So now let me write the structure of BCC here in corner. So the structure of BCC says that you have particles at corners, and along with corners, you have particle at the center of the body here. Okay? Now we need to check which particles are touching each other. Now we need to check which particles are touching each other, right? Are Pritish will answer that. Pritish, right now we are assuming all particles are identical. Pritesh, right now we are assuming all particles are identical, right? We are assuming symmetrical conditions right now, right? So just wait, Pritesh. Now, no, Prajwal, all are not touching each other, beta. See carefully now. What will happen? It looks to you they are touching, but they are actually not touching each other. So all of you, please pay attention. So what will happen? There is a body center particle. So the particle touching will be this corner particle, bottom corner, top corner, and body center. These three particles along the body diagonal will be touching each other. So from the top corner to the bottom corner, when you go, you take a body diagonal. So top corner you have one particle, bottom corner you have one particle, body center you have one particle. These three particles will be touching each other, right? So the packing efficiency formula remains same. That is Z into 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by a cube into 100. Now all of us know the Z value. Z value is 2 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. For BCC, Z value is 2. We know that. From our previous knowledge, we know Z is 2 for BCC. And divided by a cube into 100. All right. Now you see this carefully. We need to find relationship between A and R. We need to see which particles are touching each other. Right? Which particles are touching each other? I already told you. The top corner of the diagonal, body diagonal, bottom corner of the body diagonal, and the body center particle. These three particles are touching each other. Along the body diagonal, these three particles are touching each other. So that is what we have shown over here. So this is your one corner particle, another corner particle, and this is your body center, right? So from here to here distance is R, from here to here also radius R, here to here radius R, here to here also radius R. So how many radiuses are there? 4 radiuses are there. So there are 4 radius. And what is the length? They have done the calculation of body diagonal, but we have already done it before. We know what is the length of a body diagonal, guys. We know the length of a body diagonal AF. AF is our body diagonal. What is the length of body diagonal? Root 3a. We have already, Samir, it is not root 2a, beta. The length of face diagonal is root 2a. Body diagonal is root 3a. Check previous calculations. And this root 3a has how many particles? It has 3 particles touching each other. So 3 particles will have how many radius? From here to here radius R. From here to center radius R. And from here to here center radius R. So this total length AF is equal to how much radius? 4 radius. It is equal. Here you can find the value of A is given by 4 by root 3 R. Again, you should remember these relationships. You should remember these relationships as well. So A is equals to 4 by root 3 R. Okay? Now, all of you pay attention. Substitute the value of A here. 2 into 4 by 3 pi r cube into 100 divided by A cube. A is what? 4 by root 3 R whole cube. R cube will get cancelled. When you simplify this, your number will come out to be 68%. Your number will come out to be 68%. Your packing efficiency for BCC is 68%. And if packing efficiency is 68%, your percentage void is 32%. Right? Now, let us compare all 3 of them. Right? Let us compare all 3 of them. Let me write all 3 of them, summarize here. Let me summarize over here all 3 packing efficiencies. Right? So what do we see here? Just a minute. So yes, what do we see over here? Packing efficiency for simple cubic is 50, approximately how much? Yes, guys, how much? 54%. Yes. FCC we have calculated 74%. BCC we have calculated how much percent? 68%. Now do you get it? Which particle has now packing efficiency represent total volume cube में से how much volume is occupied by particle. So out of 100%, 74% is occupied by particle, 54% is occupied by particles, 68% is occupied by particles. Remaining is empty. So which packing efficiency is best among these three? Yeah, you can write that 52.4. So which packing efficiency is best among these three? Which packing efficiency is best among these three? Which packing efficiency is best among these three? FCC, because it has maximum packing efficiency. So our FCC is best. Best packing is FCC because in that packing efficiency is maximum. I hope this point is clear to you. I guess somebody had asked because of internet connection, they missed the calculation of A and R in this. So I will explain that for them. So those who missed it, how to calculate relation between A and R. So the particles touching here, first you understand which particles are touching here. So this is my top corner. This is my bottom corner. When I join them, I get a body diagonal. So which particles are touching here? This corner particle, and this body center particle. These three particles along the body diagonal, corner, top corner, bottom corner, and body center. These three particles are touching each other. So if that is what we have shown here, A, F is your body diagonal. So this is top corner particle. This is body center particle. This is bottom corner particle. Now we calculated already. We have done the calculation previously that body diagonal length is what? Root 3a. Body diagonal length is always root 3a, right? Body diagonal length is always root 3a. So if it is root 3a, let us see this root 3a is equals to how many radius. So if I consider this particle, right, this distance is radius r, and in this particle, this is total diameter. Diameter is what? Comprises of two radius, 2r, and from here to here, center, again radius is r. So how many radiuses are there? 4 radius. So I can say AF is equal to 4r. Okay? Now A is equals to 4 by root 3r. Substitute the value of A as 4 by root 3r. R cube will get cancelled. And when you simplify it, your packing efficiency will come up to be 68%. Right? So I hope this is clear to everyone. Yes, guys? Is this point clear to everyone? Anybody having any doubt? Yes, Afreen will do that. Yes, Afreen will do that. Now, these were packing efficiency in 3 dimensions, right? Packing efficiency in 3 dimensions, right? So guys, I am getting a lot of problems that my voice is breaking, right? So the problem here is from 2 ends. One, my internet may be weak. If my internet is weak, then many of you will face this problem, right? But if it is at your end, if your internet is unstable, like coming up and down, then it will be faced by some people, right? So as I can see, many of you are able to hear me carefully, right? That means, Kiran, I have already asked, a lot of people have said me they are able to hear clearly. So that's why I have around approximately 8 to 10 people have one day with everyone, anyone. It may happen with today some X person, tomorrow it can happen to Y person also, right? So I can't help it, right? Just a minute, guys. All right. So yes. All right. No, Chandan. Fine. So let's move ahead then. So I was telling you that this is particularly the case with 3-dimension. I have not discussed any example of 2-dimension, right? So I was telling you this is how you can find the packing efficiency of 3-dimensional substance. Now I'll give you the example of how to find packing efficiency of 2-dimensional substance. So if you take 2-dimensional unit cell, guys. So let me take a 2-dimensional unit cell. Just a minute. Yeah. So let me take a 2-dimensional unit cell, right? Just let me solve this, Pritesh. So guys, packing efficiency in 2-dimension. Packing efficiency in 2-dimension. Just see this carefully. Packing efficiency in 2-dimension. So what will change and how it will change? All of you please follow. What will change and how it will change, right? What will change and how it will change, right? So all of you please pay attention. What will change and how it will change in 2-dimension. So guys, see this carefully. When we take packing efficiency in 3-dimension, so 3-dimension mein my formula is number of particles into volume of each particle, which is a sphere, divided by volume of unit cell into 100. So for 3-dimension, you take volume. For 2-dimension, you take area. And if a three-dimensional figure is a sphere, then 2-dimensional representation of that will become circle. 2-dimensional representation of that will become circle, right? Very good, Abhishek. So packing efficiency will come out to be Z into area of circle, that is pi r square, divided by, now instead of volume of unit cell, you will take area of unit cell. You will take area of unit cell into 100. This is the formula for your packing efficiency in 2-dimensional unit cell, right? Gaurav, beta, if you take three-dimensional image of a sphere, right? So it has x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis also. So if you remove the thickness of the sphere, this is a sphere, remove all its thickness, make it planar. So when you convert a 3-dimensional sphere into a plane, it will become flat. So sphere on a flat surface will look like circle, right? So what I was saying here was, in 3-dimensional, your formula is this. In 2-dimensional, your sphere volume will be replaced by area, and 3-dimensional object sphere, its 2-dimensional object will be circle, right? Sphere is a 3-dimensional object. If you consider it in 2-dimensional, then it will be a circle. So instead of volume of sphere, you will take area of circle. Instead of volume of unit cell, you will take area of unit cell. That is the change you will observe, right? Let us take the example. What I'm going to take the example here is this thing, right? I have drawn something here. All of you can see this. I have drawn something here, right? I have drawn the top face of FCC. So I'll take that only as example, top face of FCC. So let us take the top face of FCC. So let me take the top face of FCC, right? This is my top face. Now let us take the face center particle. This is your face center particle. Now let us draw corner particles around it. So when you draw corner particles around it, this is first, second, third, fourth. So this is the unit cell. We are going to find its packing efficiency, right? So first thing is finding the Z value. All of you, please pay attention. How do I find its Z value? So guys, please see this carefully. When I find the Z value for this, right? I have two types of particle here. This is my corner particle. right? Now, when you are finding it is a two-dimensional unit cell, guys, it is a two-dimensional. That means x-axis, y-axis. Z-axis is not there. That means above this layer, there is no other layer. This is the only layer present here. This is the only layer present here, right? This is the only layer present here. Do not say ki, this is ground floor, then first floor will be there, then second floor will be there. Nothing, right? Nothing. Only one layer is there. So if that is so, this particle, what part of this particle lies in this square? My unit cell is square, guys. My unit cell is square. So what particle of this circle lies in this unit cell? I'm talking about this circular particle. What part of this particle lie in this square? Pavitra, how it is 1/4, guys? I don't understand. Guys, how it is 1/4? How it is half? This particle is completely present in this square, no? Is it present in the next square? No. Is it present in this square here? No. Is it present in this square here? No. It is completely present in this square. So it is fully present in this square. So contribution of this particle is how much? So this is your center particle. So its contribution is how much? Its contribution here is 1 because this belongs completely to the unit cell. Okay? Chandan, don't confuse stuff here. Chandan, don't do that. Just listen what I'm saying, Chandan. Now, when you talk about this corner particle, this angle is 90 degree, right? So this corner particle is present in how many squares? Just see this. So it is shared in how many squares? 4. So what part belongs to this square? 1/4 here, 1/4 here, 1/4 here, 1/4 here. Now this is ground floor. Do not take the next floor. Do not take the another layer. Why? Because it is two-dimensional. There is no further height increasing. Correct? So what part of this circle belongs to this square unit cell? 1/4. So contribution of this corner particle is 1/4. Do not take 1/8. 1/8 was there if there was one more layer above this. So contribution is 1/4. Now let us calculate Z. So Z total will be Z due to corner plus Z due to center particle. So corner contribution is 1/4. And how many corner particles are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1/4 into 4. 1/4 into 4 plus this central particle completely belongs in the unit cell. Right? Contribution is 1. How many such particles are there? 1. So it will be 1 into 1. That means Z value is 2. So Z total comes out to be 2. Now let us apply our formula, packing efficiency formula. Packing efficiency formula is Z into pi r square by area of unit cell. Now let us say the length of this unit cell, square unit cell, this length is L. Let us say this length is L. Okay? This length is L. Right? Now, all of you pay attention. I will write the formula. Packing efficiency is Z value is 2 into pi r square divided by area of unit cell. We know square is your unit cell. What is the area of square? Side square. What is your side? L. So L square into 100. So this is your packing efficiency. But I need to represent my L in terms of R. For that, I should consider those particles which are touching each other. Right? Yes, Pratham, you are 100% right, beta. If it was 3-dimensional, then another layer will be there. Contribution will be 1/8. Now, we need to find the relationship between L and R. For that, we need to consider those particles which are touching each other. So which particles are touching each other? 1, 2, and 3. Again, face diagonal. So face diagonal, let me connect a face diagonal. Let me connect a face diagonal. This is your face diagonal. Right? So in this, AB, BC, you need to find length AC. So if this length is A, this length is, this length is L, this length is also L. So AC square will be equal to AB square plus BC square, Pythagoras theorem. because this angle is 90 degree. So this will be AB is how much length? AB length is how much? Side of square L. So L square plus BC is also L, 2L square. So AC is equals to root 2L. And AC contains how many circles? AC contains circle 1, circle 2, circle 3. So this is radius R, radius R, radius R, radius R. How many radius? Total 4 radius. So this is equal to 4R. L is equal to, it is just like FCC, 2 root 2R. Now substitute your value of L in terms of R here. On simplification, your final answer will come out to be approximately 78.5%. Right? 78.5%. That is your final packing efficiency here. Right? Netra, how 4 pi? Oh, sorry, Netra. It is my mistake, beta. It is not 4 pi r square. This is pi r square. Sorry, Netra, that is my mistake. This will be pi r square, not 4 pi r square. Right. So Ravi Shankar, 2L. Ravi Shankar, I did not understand your point. L is equals to 2 root 2R it will be. All right. So you can see the derivation again. If you have any doubts, you can ask. This is how you can find packing efficiency in 2 dimension. Then pi will also change. Packing efficiency will also change. Yes, packing efficiency will change. Understand that? Yes, percentage void is there. You can find percentage void. So this is your void. This is your void. This is your void. So percentage void here will be 21.5. So percentage void here will be 21.5%. Okay. I hope this is clear. Go through the derivation again. If you have any doubts, I'm giving you a window of 5 seconds to ask. I'm going to give one homework and move to the next problem. Tanvi, sir, in circle. What, Tanvi? I did not understand your point, Tanvi. Guys, whenever you ask something, do not write repeat. Do not write, sir, I did not understand. Whenever you ask something, please write what you have not understood. Right? Sir, R square, what is the value of R? You don't need the value of R, Ahmed. Why do you need the value of R? Oh my God, you want me to do a calculation now. See here. So Ahmed, when you put this value of L here, so L square will become how much? 2 root 2 R whole square, right? 2 root 2 R whole square. So R square will get cancelled now, Ahmed. Why do you need the value of this? If you take Pritesh, don't spam the chat, Pritesh. I have already answered your doubt. Pritesh, I have already answered your doubt. Don't spam. So this is 2-dimensional square close packing. No, Kayuri, this is not 2-dimensional square close packing. This is something else. 2-dimensional square close packing mein face center particle will not be there, Kayuri. Only corners will be there. And they will be touching each other. So this will be your 2-dimensional square close packing. If you want to find, you can find it for this. Kayuri, 2-dimensional square close packing will be this. If you want, you can find for this. All right. All right. So I hope. So Pritesh, I'll answer that later, beta. Let me move ahead. I hope this is clear. What is its name? There is no name. It's just top face of the FCC. So one thing you should observe, FCC in 3-dimensional packing efficiency of FCC was how much? 74%. But in 2-dimensional, its packing efficiency is 78%. That means 2-dimensional packing is better than 3-dimensional packing. Okay? That is another point. Yes, Naren, they do. Now let's move ahead. I'm giving you one homework on this 2-dimensional. You can practice it for your reference. You can take a hexagonal unit cell. HCP ka top part. So HCP ka top part matlab there will be one face center particle. And there will be corner particles. You can find it for this 6 corners touching the face center, right? They are not touching each other, just remember that. All right, let me draw a little neatly, otherwise you will assume it's something else only, right? So this is your face center particle, just a little bigger, right? Yes, try to find the packing efficiency of this. Again, the particles touching are the particles, this one, right? Pritesh, try to solve this. Pritesh, try to solve this, right? You can try solving this for tomorrow. All right, let's do a question on what we discussed today so far, and then let's move towards density, right? So guys, see this, you have been given here that gold has an atomic radius of 0.144 nanometer. It crystallizes in FCC unit cell. It's an easy question. All of you can do this. What is the length of the side of the unit cell? That means you have to find the length of the side of the unit cell if gold crystallizes in FCC unit cell, right? If gold crystallizes in FCC, right, you have to find the side of the unit cell. That means A, and atomic radius is given. Directly, you can use the relation between A and R for FCC and find it quickly. This is a CET question. Not CET. These type of questions have been asked in JEE Mains also, NEET also, to be honest. Right? So guys, answer on the poll. Do not answer only on the chat. So answer on the poll. If you can see the poll, please answer on the poll. Please answer on the poll, not just on the chat. Prakriti, poll beta. Prakriti is punishing us nowadays, right? Ashutosh, you can post your doubt, beta. Prakriti is punishing us nowadays with lot of things. Sometimes cyclones, sometimes something. Prakriti is not happy with us, especially humans. No poll. If there is no poll, then you can answer on chat, guys. If you can see poll, please answer on poll. All right, so I am ending this poll. If you have not voted on poll so far, please vote on poll. Right, so on the count of 3, 2, 1, we are ending it now. Yes, Ashutosh, it does. Yes, Ashutosh, there is a direct correlation between these two. Now, this is quite easy, guys. Packing, if you have already seen that. You have already seen that for FCC, root 2a is equals to 4r. Root 2a is equals to 4r. And we need to find a. So a comes out to be 2 root 2r. Right? A comes out to be 2 root 2r. You can substitute the value of radius. 2 into 1.414 into radius is 0.1444 nanometer. Right? So you can simplify this further. On simplification, you'll get your answer to be equal to C, that is 0.41 nanometer. So the correct answer here is 0.41 nanometer, which is, I guess, answered by many of you. Many of you have answered C, but there is still quite good number of people who have answered it something else. So kindly check that. Sarat, your answer seems to be wrong. Mohammed beta, notes are uploaded on Drive. Only yesterday notes are not there, Mohammed. Yes, this derivation, guys, you can take it as a homework. I will do this derivation in radius ratio. When I teach you radius ratio, that time I'll find the derivation between octahedral void and anion radius. Okay? All right. Let's move ahead to your homework problems. You can take these problems as your homework, right? Now this will be uploaded. Don't worry about it. Okay. Cool. Shashwat, I am removing you from the class, Shashwat. Thank you for being present, Shashwat. Right. Now, let's see this. Density of unit cell is the most important topic. For which point of view? For every exam point of view. From every exam point of view, it is important. For boards, you get a 2 marks numerical in this. 2 marks numerical in this. Right? So you'll get numerical only. Right? This notes only, Muhammad, will be uploaded on the drive. Same notes will be uploaded on the drive, Muhammad. Do not worry about it. Now, what we can do here is, all of you pay attention. Density of unit cell we need to find. I'll give you two important points here. Understand that. Density of unit cell is simply mass of unit cell divided by volume of unit cell. This is the formula, right? Which we have written over here also. Now understand one thing carefully, right? In Drive, it will not open. Dhanush, you have to download. Now, when you see this point carefully, mass of the unit cell. When I talk about any unit cell, let us take simple cubic unit cell only. If I talk about any unit cell, understand one thing. If this unit cell is empty, there is no mass of the unit cell. Mass of the unit cell is due to particles present in it. Mass of the unit cell is due to particles present in it, right? So it will take time, Pranam, heavy file. So what I was saying here is mass of the unit cell is due to particles in the unit cell, not due to unit cell. Okay? We assume unit cells are empty, they are massless. So when you add particles to it, it will have some mass. So mass of the unit cell is due to particles in it. Now, that is what we have done here. So let us say mass of each particle is m, guys. We have done the derivation here. Mass of each particle is m, and number of particles. How many particles are present in a unit cell? Z. So each particle has a mass of m, and how many particles are there? Z. So what will be total mass of unit cell? Total mass of particles. Mass of particles. One particle has mass of m. Total particle is z. So mass of particles will be z into n. Mass of each particle into total number of particles. And I told you this is nothing but this is also mass of unit cell. Right? This is mass of unit cell. Small m stands for mass of each particle. Now that is what we have done here. You can see mass of unit cell has been replaced by z into m, where m is the mass of the small particle, each particle, divided by volume of unit cell. Our unit cell is going to be cubic. So volume of cube is a cube, where a is the length of the cube, right? So a is the length of the cube. Now, what we have done is we can't find the mass of each particle easily. So we have converted our mass of each particle into molar mass, right? All of us know that. All of us know this fact from mole concept that 1 mole of anything contains Na particles, Na atoms. And what is the mass of these Na atoms? Molar mass, right? Let's say molar mass is m. For example, sodium molar mass is 23. O2 is 32 gram. So molar mass is the mass of Na atoms. So mass of one atom will be how much? M by Na. And we have said mass of one atom is how much? Small m. So small m can be replaced by capital M by Na. So therefore, if you substitute capital M by small m by capital M by Na, this becomes your formula for density of unit cell. All of you, please note this formula. We are going to solve numericals on this. We are going to solve numerical on this. All of you, please note this formula. We are going to solve numerical on this. So what is the M? M is molar mass. What is Z? Z is number of particles per unit cell. For simple cubic, 1. For FCC, 4. For body centered cubic, 2. Right? What is Na? All of you know this value, 6.02 to 10 power 23. Now what is A? A is edge length. Now please take care, edge length should be represented in centimeter because you take density in gram per centimeter. So edge length should be in centimeter. If it is given in angstrom, 1 angstrom is 10 power minus 8 centimeter. 1 nanometer is 10 power minus 7 centimeter. 1 picometer is 10 power minus 10 centimeter. Always convert your edge length A, always convert your edge length A in centimeter. Always remember this, edge length has to be converted into centimeter. Numerical point of view, sir, this is very important. Z value you know, molar mass you know for atom, atomic mass. What should be the unit of molar mass? It should be gram per mole. It should be in gram, not in AMU. Not in AMU. Now let's move ahead to the numericals section. Right. Now my first numerical here is this one. This is slightly tricky one. So you can take 2 minutes for this. We'll give you 2 minutes for this. Then we'll discuss this numerical. This is a textbook numerical. This numerical is present in your textbook. We'll give you 2 minutes for this. After 2 minutes, we'll discuss this numerical. After 2 minutes, we'll discuss this numerical. All right, do not guess this, guys. You need to solve it. You can use the calculator for this. The calculations are not easy. So you can use the calculation for this. Okay? You can use the calculation for this. For CBSE, yes, Kiran, it comes for 3 mark, actually. CBSE, it comes for 3 mark. Sanat, nanometer is 10 power minus 9 meter. Sanat, nanometer is 10 power minus 9 meter. I have written Sanat, 10 power minus 9, 7 centimeter Sanat. So kindly check that. All right, Ankita has got her answer. Ankita, please check your calculations again, beta. Ankita, I would suggest you to check your calculation again. Tanmay, you are right. Very good. Bhumika is also right. All right. So you have another 50 seconds to go at it. We'll end it in 50 seconds. Bhagyashree, BCC? Bhagyashree, we did not discuss BCC only. We did not discuss BCC, Bhagyashree. Anyways, Bhagyashree, don't worry. We are discussing density numericals. You will understand the application of density once we discuss this numerical. Do not worry about it. All right. So let's end this poll on a count of 3. Yes, Prashant, right, beta. On the count of 3, 2, 1. We are ending it now. Okay, Sumati. Chalo, let's solve this. So first, let's see what all is given to us. Right? In this numerical, I will first write the formula of density. My density formula is rho is Z into molar mass divided by A cube. A is edge length and Na is Avogadro number. Z, we know BCC it is 2, FCC 4, simple cubic 1. So this is your rho formula, density formula. M is molar mass. So what all is given to us? We have been given edge length A in picometer, BCC structure. So Z value is 2 given. Avogadro number I know. Density is also given. So in this formula, molar mass is not given, right? So if molar mass is not given, what I'll do is I'll substitute the values. So density is 7.2 is equals to 2 into molar mass divided by A is 288 whole cube. Now 1 picometer is 10 power minus 10 centimeter. So the cube of that will become 10 power minus 30 centimeter cube into Na is 6.022 into 10 power 23. From here you can calculate molar mass. What is your value of molar mass coming out to be? So molar mass will come out to be 7.2 into 288 whole cube into 6.011, 6.022, let's say, right? Into 10 power minus 13, 10 power 23, 10 power minus 7. So this is your value of molar mass. I'm not calculating it. Ajay beta, your answer seems to be slightly wrong. Ajay, check your calculation again, beta. So this is your molar mass, right? Now what I'm going to do is, I am going to use the mole concept. Mole concept says, Pritesh, check your calculation again. So I'm going to use mole concept. Mole concept says 1 mole contains Na particles, right? And this is present in what mass? Molar mass. Correct? This is present in molar mass. You are asked how many atoms are present in 200 gram, right? So if molar mass contains Na atoms, and we already know the value of molar mass, what it is, 7.2 into 288 whole cube into 6.022 into 10 power minus 7. This is your molar mass. This contains how many atoms? Na atoms, right? So 208 gram will contain how much? Let us say X. On cross multiplication, you can simplify this. Your answer X will come out to be 208 Na. Actually, if you would not have substituted the value of Na here, it will get cancelled. Okay? So 208 Na divided by 7.2 into 288 whole cube into 6.022 into 10 power minus 7. You can simplify this value. It will come out to be A. It will come out to be option A. That is, Shiv Prakash, you're right. 24.16 into 10 power 23 atoms. That is the correct answer. Okay? Yes, Nivedita, you're right. So is this question clear to everyone? Yes, guys. Is this question clear to everyone? Pritesh, of course, you are expert in that, Pritesh. Pritesh, you are expert in that. I know that. Ahad, molar mass, what I did, Ahad, was Z density was given to me. Z was given, AQ was given, Na was given. From this, I calculated molar mass. By substituting the values, I got my value of molar mass to be equal to this. You can do the calculation. I did not do the calculation. I wanted to do all calculation together. Then I used mole concept, which says 1 mole always contains how many atoms? Na atoms. And what is the mass of 1 mole? Molar mass. We have already calculated molar mass. So molar mass contains Na atom means these much mass, molar mass, contains Na atoms. We have to find 208 grams contain how much? So 208 grams, let us say, contains X atom. So cross multiplying this, you can find the value of X. This will give you the value of this, which on simplification will come out to be A. Right? Kiran, it will not be allowed. Don't worry, they will give you the calculation values. All right, so let's move to our next question for the day. So the next question for the day is this one. This is a direct formula based. Guys, give me the answer fast. This is our last question for the day. We'll go to our cartoon today. Then we will go to our quiz. Post that, I'll take some advanced questions. So those who are waiting for the advanced question can stay back. Others can leave. Right? We'll discuss some 2 to 3 advanced questions. All right. So yes, guys, start solving quickly. This is a direct formula based question, so no need to be worried about. No need to be worried about. Direct, you can substitute the value, find the answer. Tanmay, you have supercomputer with you, kya? Tanmay seems to have super calculator or supercomputer with her. Most likely with my 845 something maximum, not more than that. Okay, Sushmita, I accept that. Chalo, let's end this because it is a direct formula based. So let's end this fast. You can directly calculate the value, right? Substitute the values in the formula. Just make sure convert picometer into centimeter. This numerical will come in both CBSE as well as state, both. Chalo, let's end this on a count of 3. 2, 1. Guys, you are not voting on the poll. This is so bad. Please vote on the poll. Now the correct answer as answered by many of you is C only. Very good. C pakka. C pakka is correct, Sumati. So this is quite easy question. You have to find the formula Z into M by A cube into Na. It is given CCP, let I. CCP means FCC. So Z value for FCC is 4. Molar mass, let us take 108 gram per mole. A value is also given 408.6 into 10 power minus 10 into centimeter. In centimeter, you have to convert. Cube into Na value is 6.022 into 10 power 23. On simplification, you can find the value of density. It will come out to be, yes, it will come out to be C. All right. So post this, there are some homework problems on density, guys. You can practice them. All these problems are oriented from textbook, right? This is where we end. Maybe Bhumika, in a flash, I saw her name first. Sorry. So this is where we end our class. Let's now go to our cartoon and quiz. So those who are tired, they can leave. The people waiting for advanced class can stay back. Advanced problems, not class. Right. So I started my class with this. Chandan says, all right. Thank you, Rahul. Chandan always says, I always forget to mention this. So Jerry is saying, Tom, don't trust atoms. Right? Don't trust atoms, please. Tom say, but why, my friend Jerry? Why should I not trust atoms? Right? So the answer to that will be because atoms, I don't know whether you can understand this or not, make up everything, man. Atoms make up everything. They have this habit of making up everything. They are not real. So they make up everything. So don't trust them. They are weird people. So they are weird people. They make random things. So don't trust them. Okay? That's what he was telling it. All right. Prashant, it will be done. It will be done. Don't worry about it. Those who have doubts, guys, I can't answer doubts now. Those who have doubts can stay back, guys. Array, it is connected, Ray. Atoms ka packing you are studying. It is connected. Atoms make up lattice. Pritesh. Right. Let's move to our quiz round today and advanced problem solving. So I have the easy one quiz for you, only for the cricket people. I have both the quizzes for the cricket people today. Yes, Sanat, you are right. Good night, Sumati. Yes, here comes your first question. For the cricket lovers, the first question comes here. I don't know how many of you know this. Don't Google it. Don't Google it. Don't Google it. If you logically answer, this can be answered. If I was at your place without Harshala on the poll, beta. Harshala on the poll. If I was in your place, I could have answered it logically. So don't Google it. Dhanush, tell me, I'll put, if you remind me, Dhanush, I'll put that. Chalo. Let's see how many of you know this. Before, I'll give you 10 more seconds. Huh? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are ending it now. Otherwise, आधे से ज़्यादा लोग तो गूगल कर देंगे. गूगल जिंदाबाद, है ना? So मेरा भारत महान नाम लेके बहुत लोगों ने C वोट कर दिया है. Many of you voted for C, but see carefully. He's saying Sanat Jayasuriya has taken more ODI wickets than which cricket legend? ठीक है? So Sanat Jayasuriya has approximately 323 wickets, right? Shane Warne has approximately 311. The reason why Shane Warne has less wickets in cricket is because Shane Warne never had a injury-less period. Okay? And Shane Warne didn't play so many one days also. He made his one-day debut also little later. right? So Shane Warne is the right answer. Murli, though, you can't even think about. Murli has a lot of wickets, 500 odd. Right? Kumble has 370 something. McGrath also in the corridor of 380 something. Okay? So Shane Warne is the right answer. I know many of you have guessed it. Okay? It's okay. Guess it, no problem. Now the next one is little interesting, thoda recent. You will be asking, sir, kya we are born in 2005? You are asking questions of so old. So now there is a recent question, recent incident. No problem, Rajshekhar. So recent incident. Let's see how many of you are good Rohit Sharma fans. Rohit Sharma became a second Indian cricketer to score a century in the knockouts of World Cup. He did it in 2015. Just to give you a context about it, he did it in 2015 against Bangladesh in a quarterfinal. So who was the first Indian cricketer to achieve this feat? Who was the first Indian cricketer to achieve this feat? Sachin Tendulkar, Sourav Ganguly, Virat Kohli, Mohammad Azharuddin. I have chosen the options very carefully. Right? Before you guys Google, I'll end the poll. So I have chosen the option very carefully. Let me raise the poll here for you. Yeah. So I have chosen the option very carefully so that you get confusion. All these cricketers are the cricketers who have played quite good number of World Cup. And they are quite big legends also. And their performance in World Cup is also very good. Chalo, let's end on the count of, we'll end it because you guys will start hurrying it up. All right, so let's end it. You have started Googling, I know that. On a count of 3, 2, 1, we are ending it now. All of you have started it Googling. I know this. Many of you have Googled it. I know that. So yes, the correct answer here is, guys, B. Sourav Ganguly became the first Indian cricketer to hit a cricket's world knockouts mein century in 2003 against Kenya. So Sourav Ganguly was the first Indian cricketer to hit a century in knockouts of World Cup. And till date, the maximum number of centuries by an Indian cricketer in a World Cup is Rohit Sharma because of the recently concluded World Cup. Chalo, that's all for this. Prakriti, you miss. Prakriti, see, it's around 6. I decide all this. Those who want kabaddi questions, Bollywood questions, whatever questions you want, just give me a reminder at 6 p.m. 6 or 5:30 p.m. I'll definitely include them. Right? Chalo, let's move towards our advanced questions for the today. We'll discuss 2 to 3 questions today. Right. So yes, there are our 3 questions today. Since you have recently studied about Vismay, I played cricket at district level. So yes, so you can see here, KBR crystallizes in a NaCl type structure. Now you might not be knowing what is NaCl structure. You assume it to be FCC. So KBR crystallizes in FCC structure, right? And its density is given to be 2.75 gram per centimeter cube, right? It is this much. Now, if you see this carefully, number of unit cells of KBR present in 1 millimeter cube, grain of KBR. Now, last question which you did, you found how many atoms are present in a 200 gram metal. Here you are finding, if this is the volume of the KBR, if you take 1 millimeter cube part of KBR, in 1 millimeter cube part of KBR, how many unit cells will be present? Okay. So this is the question. You can start solving this. You can start solving this. Thank you, Tanuja. You can start solving this and keep posting your answer here. You can start solving this, attempt your question and attempt your answer on the poll. I have few more, 2 more questions after this. We'll finish it within time. Don't worry. We'll go at it very fast. Yes. Guys, I'll give you another 20 seconds for this. You can use calculators for calculation because the calculation here is pretty tough, not that easy, right? So you can use that. Tanmay says it is coming out to be. Tanmay, check the calculation again, beta. Check the calculation again, Tanmay. Yes, Prashant. Very good. All right. So let's end this question on a count of 3. Basavraj, no. Deepa, no. On a count of 3. So we are ending it on a count of 3. Yes, Ankita. On a count of 3, 2, 1. Now, Sonali, your answer is wrong, beta. Right. So let's end this on a count of 3. We have ended this. So the correct answer here, I may be wrong in the calculation. You can check it. It is A. The correct answer here is A. Right. Now, how to solve this is again a pretty easy question. You can apply your density formula, that is Z into M by A cube into Na, right? And this density is given to be 2.75. Substitute the values. Z is 4, right? And molar mass of KBr also you can substitute. Molar mass of KBr is 11982 plus. Now from here you calculate A cube. Do not calculate A. Find the volume of unit cell A cube Na, right? The value of A cube here you will get in gram per centimeter cube because density is in gram per centimeter cube. So A cube value comes out to be 2.8 into 10 power minus 22 centimeter cube. Now you need to convert your centimeter cube into millimeter cube. 1 centimeter is 10 millimeter because you have to calculate the units in millimeter cube. So 2.8 into 10 power minus 22. 1 centimeter can be written as 10 millimeter whole cube. So this approximately will come out to be 2.873 it is. I'm taking approximation into 10 power minus 19 millimeter cube. This is the answer you will get. Okay, this is A cube. That means this is volume of 1 unit cell. So this much volume is the volume of unit cell. That means 1 unit cell is present in this much millimeter cube. So 2.8 into 10 power minus 19 millimeter cube of 1 unit cell. That means how many unit cells are there in this? 1 unit cell. Now 1 millimeter cube contains how many unit cell? 1 by 2.8 into 10 power minus 19. It will be written as 10 into 10 power 18 by 2.8. If you take a cross calculation, if it was 3, it will be 3.33. So it will be greater than 3.33. So let's say 3.5 or 3.6 into 10 power 18. You don't even need the calculator to solve this. Okay? You don't even need the calculator to solve this. So your answer should come out to be A. I hope this question is clear to everyone. Yes, guys? Yes, Bhumika. So I hope this point is clear to everyone. Right. Let's move to our next question. This is a quite interesting one. All of you, please open your imaginations. All of you, please open your imaginations. You need to think. You don't have to calculate anything. You need to just think you have to open your think tank. That's all. So I'll read. Is shown as now numbers. I'm showing the numbers also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that you can't say, ki, sir, it is not visible. I'll zoom it out also. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. These are the numbers of the particles. Now he's saying a phase diagonal which passes through the center of atom 4, the phase diagonal which passes through the center of atom 4 will also pass through which all other atoms. Okay? This is the question. Don't answer. Don't answer. It can have more than one options correct. So let me give you the options. Let me give you the options. It has more than one correct. So let's say, let's name this as 1, this as 2, this as 3, and this as 4. Right? So let me give you option 2, 1. Option B is 1, 4, 2. Option C is 2, 3, 4. This is multiple correct type, so we can't answer multiple correct type on poll. And D is 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you can choose your answer according to these 4 options, A, B, C, D. You can choose your answer. This is a very good question, easy question, requires a little bit of imagination. Tomorrow I'll take one very good question, which requires imagination plus calculation both. Not calculation, drawing. Right. So think carefully and answer. Prashant, if this is your unit cell, take first layer, take second layer, take third layer. So they have given you 3 layers, top layer, middle layer, bottom layer. So this is your top layer, this is your middle layer, this is your bottom layer, Prashant. This is what, Prashant, when these questions comes in advance, the questions are not difficult. The questions are, you have to understand them. That's the only difference. Preetish, you are right, beta. Kushal, you are also right. Very good, Pritish, Kushal, and Shreyas. Shreyas is also right. Karan, check again. Shiv Prakash, right. Shiv Prakash, you are also right. Adi, right. Chalo, Ganesh, also right. Chalo, let's end this on a count of 3, 2, 1. Now, we need to discuss. Monisha, check again, beta. So guys, this is critical. So please understand. So if I draw this, all of you please see this carefully. If I draw a unit cell, right? If I draw a unit cell, this is my particles, right? So now you can number it. Now you can number it. So this particle is 4, this particle is 1, this particle is 2, this particle is 3. So he's saying 4, this is one phase diagonal, right? And this is 5. So obviously 2, 5 can be one phase diagonal. 2, 5 can be one phase diagonal. 2, 5 is definitely one answer. Now, if this is 4, now your next layer is what? See that carefully. These are phase center particles. So this phase center is 9. This phase center is 6. This phase center is 7. And this phase center is 8. So if this is 4, this is 9. Then the bottom corner here is 10. So 9, this is 9 phase center, 10 corner, 4 corner. So one phase diagonal passes through 4, 9, 10. So 9, 10 can also be the answer. Now let us check 8 and 12. Where is 8 and where is 8? So 8 is this phase center. So this is your phase center 8. And this is 8. This corner is, okay. So this is 4. This is 8. What is this corner? Third layer mein 12, right? So it passes through 4, 8, 12. So this is your phase diagonal 4, 8, 12. So 8, 12 is also correct. So your correct answer here is C. You can draw it and check. Your answer will come out to be C. The correct answer here is C. I hope, Prashant, it is clear to you now. Sanat, beta, answer is not D. Sanat, answer is C. First one is not representing the phase center. Why? I'll show it to you. If you take 4 as your corner, so phase diagonal through 4 will pass through 2, 5, right? Or here, or here, or here. Now 1, 2, right? First one is 1 and 2. That means it passes through 1. So that is wrong because phase center do not passes through 1. This is edge length. So first option is definitely wrong. This is not phase center. This is edge length, A, right? So I hope this is clear. Shreyas, not necessarily, but in case it is asked, then yes. CET mein you should. JEE they don't ask the value, they ask you to calculate some random unit cell. Right. Let's take the last question of the day. This is a previous year advanced question, I think. This is based on octahedral and tetrahedral void. Let's finish this fast. Vismay, 3 more minutes, beta. If the unit cell of a mineral has a CCP structure for oxygen atoms, matlab oxygen atom goes to FCC. This is given. And M fraction of octahedral void is occupied by Al3 plus ion. Al3 plus ions are present where? They're present in octahedral void. How many octahedral voids are occupied? M fraction. You do not know the value of M. And N fraction of tetrahedral voids are occupied by magnesium 2 plus ion. You have to find the value of M, N respectively. Now, this is a challenging question. This is a challenging question. You need to use your brain now. Till now, what was happened? Positions were given, fraction of voids were occupied, given. You used to find formula. Now here you have to find what fraction is occupied. Reverse question. Question is reverse. First positions were given, you were finding formula. Now you have to find what position and how much position is occupied. That is the job. Now there is an indirect link here. I'll give you 1 more minute to understand this. I'll give you 1 more minute to understand this. So please think and answer. You can get it easily if you think and answer. This is, I think, 2014 or 15 JEE advanced question. So yes, please go ahead. If anybody wants any help from my end in this 1 minute, you can ask. Ankita, I think Ankita, you are right. All right. So Pritesh, check again, beta. Shreyas, you can't choose 2 options, no? Ashwin, check again. Ashwin, check again. Pooja, check again. Pooja, check again. Gaurav, right, beta. Sanat, check again. Harshit, check again. All right. So let's end this on a count of 3. If you have not voted so far, please vote. Harshala, correct, beta. On a count of 3, 2, 1. Ajay, Chandan, Pritish, all of you need to reconsider your answers. Chalo, let's solve this. I told you when positions were given, you were asked to find formula. Now I told you it is a reverse question. You need to find the position, fraction of position. But formula is not given. You are thinking formula is not given, but actually formula is given. Formula is given in the question. It is given indirectly. Let us see how. It is given indirectly. Now this compound is made up of what? Al3 plus. It is made up of Al3 plus. It is made up of Mg2 plus. And it is made up of oxide ion. Right? Now, you see, you can pick your numbers according to charge balancing. According to charge balancing, total positive charge should be equal to total negative charge. Right? Total positive charge should be equal to total negative charge. This is total one compound. Right? Now, if I take 4 here, oxygen 4, then my total charge will become 4 into minus 2, because ionic compounds mein total positive charge is equals to total negative charge. So magnitude of positive charge should be equal to magnitude of negative charge. So if I take 4 atoms here, 4 into minus 2, total negative charge is 8, right? Minus 8. Now total positive charge should also be 8. So if this is plus 2, this is plus 3, take this as 2 atoms. So plus 3 into 2, 6. Take this as 1. Plus 2 into 1, 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. So if I take the stoichiometry to be, if I take the stoichiometry or the atoms to be Al2, Mg1 and O4, then in this case, my total positive charge should become equal to total negative charge. Now I know total how many atoms are present, right? So total atom present here is ratio is 2:1:4. Oxide is present in CCP. Oxygen is present in CCP. What is the Z value of CCP? 4. So that is what is given, 4. It is correct. So oxygen, no problem. 4 atoms only, because CCP mein Z value is 4. Now, if Z value is 4, we have done this. Z value is 4. It indicates octahedral voids are, if number of atom is n, octahedral void also n, that is 4. Tetrahedral voids 2n, that is 8. Right? So what fraction is occupied by Al3 plus? So Al3 plus occupies m fraction of what? Octahedral void. So what is the total octahedral void? 4, right? And Mg2 plus occupies n fraction of tetrahedral void, that is 8. Now you know the value of aluminum atoms are how much? 2 is equals to m into 4. So m is equals to 1/2. And similarly, magnesium atoms are 1. 1 is equals to n into 8. N is equals to 1/8. So correct answer is A, 1/2, 1/8. Yes, Prashant, you are right. Prashant, you are 100% right. Chalo, that's all. Thank you for your time, guys. I appreciate that you have stayed back after your class. This was a cool question. This is a cool question. That's why it's a previous year advanced question, man. Thank you, Ankita. Now those who have doubts can stay back. Thank you, Mohit. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you, Prashant. Good night. Those who have doubts, guys, can stay back. Others can leave. Ashutosh sir, thank you for your time also. If you want, you can leave.
Okay, sir. I'm leaving.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the support.
Okay. No problem.
Last. Yes. Its anniversary is tomorrow, Pradyuman. Good fact, Pradyuman. Very good. Good night, Vinay. Good night, Rajesh. Rishita, good night, beta.